Hey y'all, it is September the 24th at 2025. And y'all recently, just this morning actually, and you might have heard about it. They don't know all the details quite yet, but it was one of the first things I heard about on Truth Social. Signed up for Truth Social, the Truth Social app, and it's pretty damn nifty. I hardly ever go onto it really, so I don't want to. I already have X, so I don't really need to be on True Social, but it's nifty as hell. Because for number one, as soon as Donald Trump posts something, and he posts stuff more on True Social, way more than he does on X. He does post on X, but very much more so on True Social. So what I did is I don't follow anybody on True Social. But the only person who I follow is Donald Trump, and I got the notifications on. It's very nifty in that regard. But also, I noticed that True Social, and I appreciate this as well, for like very notable things, it'll send me notifications, like stuff that's really, really going viral real quick. It'll send me notifications for that, even though I'm not following anybody, and that's actually pretty good. So right away, I got notifications for the ICE facility, I believe in Dallas, being shot up, or at least one of the facilities being shot up. And they're not even sure. The only details that I've gotten so far is it came from some apartment, perhaps a rooftop or an apartment, I'm not sure. Across from the facility, and it was like some sort of sniper position, and it was shot up. And also, I have the details in which that no ICE officers were actually shot. In particular, which kind of leaves either bystanders, actual detainees, or perhaps even local law enforcement that have been shot over at the facility. So, as you can see, random as hell, right? Whoever was shooting into it really didn't care who they were shooting at all, to include detainees, right? So, those are the details that I have so far. And also, let me mention, just for anybody who doesn't know, I saw because Alex Jones actually played like half of the speech that Trump had gave yesterday at the UN whatever council. Let me just say, if you haven't heard this speech, the speech that he gave at the UN, I'm told that I heard half of it. Unbelievable, legendary, heroic, amazing. Donald Trump's a genius. We all knew that. Just unbelievable. Out of 10, he scored a 13, 15. All right. Unfucking believable. Nobody, nobody could do as good as Donald Trump. And he laid down that speech. It's definitely worth watching for the rest of the time. And every person, including children, should hear it. And of course, he's talking about the wild, not migration, not illegal migration and mass migration. And not only that, how it's bad for us here in the United States and of course in Europe, but how it's actually severely bad for the people who are being migrated and in fact mass smuggled, basically. It's terrible. And so many kids get kidnapped, right? We're talking about hundreds of thousands of children get kidnapped for slave purposes. sex slave purposes as well. And they certainly get deleted and buried in shallow graves all across this country. That was only one thing. He talked about all sort of things during his speech. What I wanted to say, and it's what I posted up on X, if you're not subscribed to my X feed, is that, and a lot of people wouldn't think about it, because a lot of people want open and shut cases and stuff like that. They want it to be very neat and tidy. For example, a lot of people want Tyler Robinson to be a lone gunman. Nothing could be farther from the truth, not even close to possible. But that's what they want it to be. So a lot of people have decided Tyler Robinson was a lone gunman. It's not even possible. So what I want to point out, put out in the air right now, is that it is possible that somebody who most certainly was going to delete his own self, lives a miserable life, not worth living, went from his apartment or something, shot indiscriminately at an ICE facility. Why? Because Donald Trump bad. Why? Because ICE bad. Never mind all the children who were kidnapped and deleted and put into slavery. Never mind that. Don't even worry about that. Don't think twice about that. Donald Trump bad. ICE bad. All right? They shouted at the Grammys. They shouted in Palestinian protests. So it could be that. It could be a person who did that. It could just as easily, in fact, it's more believable that a mercenary, what? A mercenary? Yeah. It's just as believable that a mercenary came upon whoever, whatever, some patsy, shot him in cold blood, left him laying there on the ground, and then proceeded to shoot up the ICE facility. Just as easy, and in fact more reasonable to think that that's what happened. Why would a mercenary do that? Some might ask, because they don't have a thought process anymore. They don't have critical thinking. Why would a mercenary do that? I don't know. Why would a mercenary do it? It's called money. He'll do whatever. If he can get away with it, which without a proper investigation, he will get away with it. Just like what perhaps happened at UVU with Charlie Kirk. Why would he do it? For money. He'll get away with it. There won't be a proper investigation. Money, where's the money coming from? I don't know. The limitless child slavery, perhaps. Maybe that's where the money's come from. The unlimited amount of funds that is incurred from child slavery and perhaps even adult slavery here in this country. Oh, there's enough cream to take that money and then pay a mercenary to do whatever. He's going to get away with it. It's not even going to be investigated. It's just as easy to think so. And before I get up out of here, the same kind of money, in fact, even more money, is bound to be lost, is about to go rogue, if you will, if Donald Trump, like he did the other day, says, don't take Tylenol. It's kind of unrelated, but at the same time, it's the same amount of money that is potentially lost from Kenvue or whoever else it is producing acetaminophen, because Donald Trump simply said, do not take it. It is ruining the baby's blood-brain barrier, and then they get hit with all sort of toxic vaccines, and guess what? Autism. Unthinkable, unlimited amounts of money being put in danger, in limbo. Why? Because Donald Trump said what he said. At war. I wonder if people understand. We're at war. We've been at war for years and years. And now we're fighting back through love and through the power of Jesus Christ. And so the war is really, really on at this point. All sort of travesties and abominations are taking place and will take place. And there won't be enough time to investigate them. All right, I'll holler at y'all a little bit later. September the 20, well, I forget, 24th, 2020, 25.